Okay, Anthony, I'm going to let you go first.
All right, hang on one second. Okay, is everybody back? All right. So we were responding to the teacher protection language.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I just want to make sure I understood this correctly. So you said you were okay with removing when the injury is caused by the same student and keeping it at 21 days?
Yes.
Okay, then we are going to accept that.
Okay. So we're going to continue to reject the $1,000 people that were not paid.
We can't hear you.
There's something wrong with my speakers. I don't have any idea why. I've never
Whenever you turn your head, we're not hearing you. When you face it's good when you're facing.
You can hear me right now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to reject the $1,000 paid for those teachers that were not paid by the governor's bonus. And Anthony, the governor's bonus had been announced and the rules had come out, just not in writing. And the conversation at the table several times with the board, with the superintendent, not at the bargaining table, but at the time of the discussion, was that we weren't going to worry about what the governor was going to do. He was going to do what he was going to do, but we were going to recognize all of our people. The board felt very strongly about recognizing all of our teachers, regardless of what the governor was going to do. And they did that. And that was on behalf of the board. And we said over and over again, we can't fix what the governor's going to do. Like, he's going to do what he's going to do. We have no input into what he's going to do. So we're going to reject that. We will agree to the $1,000 for the 9-hour day people.
Hold on one second. Okay. All right, go ahead.
We are again specifying content specialists only for the ESF supplement. That was after discussion with all of the pertinent people around the ESF programs and the history of what it was and how it came to be, how content specialists got broken off. Related to your salary.
Can we talk about that for a second? So the cost was only about $60-something thousand difference between paying everybody and paying just the content specialist. Is that correct?
So there's more to it than that. There's an identification of who is assigned to ESF and who would qualify, and the history of the entire program and the entire supplement, more so than the cost. So we had originally looked at your proposal and identified who you were requesting that $1,000 for and who you were not requesting it for. And there was disagreement among that, even that initial proposal. And going back to the original discussion of why it has come up and bubbled to the surface over the last couple of years was specifically about the historical change between the resource teachers getting that and the new position that spun off from that in an effort to save money that didn't get those funds. So when that's been the discussion over the last couple of years, how do we fix the problem that was created when the resource teacher supplement went away? When you passed across the table the initial proposal a couple of months, a month or so ago, it changed from what the issue is, which was content specialists, to something greater than that, which is just going to create additional issues because not everyone is included, nor is there a belief that everyone should be included. So it's more than just the minimal amount of money between the two. It's the historical perspective, what problem was created, and what the solution to fix it was.
So when you say not everyone is included in our proposal, I know we have been passing back and forth a list looking at those positions. I believe that everyone was included except for folks that are just housed there, who are regular class, so to speak, classroom teachers who are just housed at ESF.
But there was not there's not a belief that there's more to it than just expertise. There's time, there's there's knowledge and experience, there's expertise. But again, the problem that was looking to be solved was the reduction of the supplement that resource teachers were getting. And that was one group of people. So to fix that problem, now we're going to give it to all groups of people that are at ESF, and there wasn't a consistent agreement to do that.
So, all right, two things. So, I mean, that the actual amount that our resource teachers get is $5,500, not $2,500.
Yes.
The reason that we offered lower was because we wanted it to go to everyone down there. So what if we lowered that supplement and kept it within the price range of what you're saying for just changing the content specialist?
I would not be able to agree to that this evening because I would have to go back to all the people that this touches in relation to the problem that everybody wanted fixed.
All right, well, can you consider that a counter to look
Sure.
into?
Yes. Okay. So the last thing is I believe is the proposal for the bonus. Is that all that?
I'm just checking the other supplement. Yes.
Okay. So I have to start out by saying, you asked if we were prepared to negotiate in good faith if we stayed away from recurring funds, and I assured you that we were. But I got to say, Anthony, I don't believe going from $1,000 bonus to $3,780 is in good faith. And I just have to put that out there. I think that is, I just don't think it's in good faith. But I will say this. We would agree tonight to $1,500 for everyone. The other thing I want to say is that when it comes to supplements, special funds don't pay for any of them. It all comes out of general fund. It all comes out of Fund 100. When it comes to bonuses, I'm sorry, when it comes to bonuses, all comes out of Fund 100. We are willing to go to $1,500. We are willing to say to you that there is an emphasis, there is a desire on the part of Brevard Public Schools to look at potential submittal of amendments to ARP2 and ARP-ESSER as the year goes on, to perhaps consider an additional bonus later on in the school year, later on in the spring. Again, as I started this evening with, if we had $7 million to put into teacher salary, there's not one person here from the board to the superintendent to anybody else that would begrudge that to teachers. It's not there. Part of our issue is student FTE, and our October numbers are less than what they were projected. So the student enrollment continues to decline and the costs don't. So we're willing to go to $1,500 bonus and consider what might be there in the spring down the road, but no higher than 1,500.
So, I have to address this bargaining in good faith because I'm really disappointed that you went there, because for months we tried to work with you guys and your finance team, and we asked you to bring the first proposal, and you guys were unprepared after a couple of months of looking at numbers and gathering data, and still some of our questions have not even been answered as far as your finances and what your total spend is showing. So I really am disappointed that you would accuse the union of not negotiating in good faith. And obviously we had a much bigger recurring spend, and because we agreed with you for the sake of trying to move forward to look at non-recurring dollars, that's why that amount changed. I feel like that is absolutely good faith bargaining, but for months stalling on us and saying, we're going to gather data, and then we ask you to bring the first proposal, and you guys were not.
That wasn't unpreparedness. We weren't going to bring the first proposal. That's not being unprepared.
Yeah, you guys couldn't put it together to bring the first proposal.
Okay, well, that wasn't exactly what happened, but okay.
That is exactly what happened, and so that's super disappointing to hear that. All right, well, you ready for us to give you a counter?
You can give us a counter, but 1,500 is it.
Okay, so are you declaring impasse? Is this
No,
the routine?
Again,
Is
Anthony,
this
I'm
the
not playing
routine
this
we have
dance.
to go through?
Not playing this dance this year again. We said we are willing to look at it in the spring. We are hoping, everybody is hoping to be able to come back and make some amendments and offer some additional one-time bonuses in the spring. But right now, with what things are looking like, it's $1,500.
Okay, so we'd like to caucus and counter your proposal. And if you and talk about not doing this dance, if you are not going to negotiate, then you need to declare impasse. This is how this.
So we're not going to discuss so we're going to leave the last proposal out there for content specialists as content specialists.
What I'm talking about the salary proposal.
I understand that, but we still have one thing left on the table, which I said I can't respond to this evening.
That's fine. Are you ready to respond to salary offer? Counter offer?
I just did.
Okay, we're gonna caucus and give you another one.
Okay.
Okay. And maybe you can use your time to talk to your people about the content specialist thing.